Hello, and welcome to A New Day with Susan. I'm your host, Susan Yockey, and today I actually have a Montanan online with us. We're actually zooming in, and her name is Krystal Jackson out of Whitefish, Montana. She is a former All-American volleyball player for the UCLA, where she was a 3-year starter and led them to top 5 finishes. And due to her passion for learning and love of lifting, her and her husband were able to turn Jackson Strength into a premier facility for athletic performance and injury prevention in the San Diego area where they're from. So today, I believe Krystal's going to share with us her whole story. But I want to also point out that during her sophomore year, she needed a shoulder surgery that took her out of competition for 6 months. And the surgery, plus the revelation that her father had type 2 diabetes, this helped her find her passion for weight training and fitness, and was voted most conditioned athlete on her team a record 3 times. So let's give Krystal a great big welcome, and thank you so much for being on my show today.
Thank you so much for having me, and I will call myself out. I am a transplant Montanan.
You're right.
You know,
well, we will embrace you anyway.
Thank you for that. I know I'm a SoCal baby, but we're so happy to be here in Montana. We absolutely love it, and I tell everybody it's heaven on earth here in Whitefish, Montana. It is gorgeous.
It is beautiful. I love that area. And we're not far from each other, so I'll have to come and hang out with you sometime.
Yeah, we'll get some sweet peaks at the local ice cream shop. It's like the best place in town.
Oh, that sounds good. My husband and I were actually looking at some property over there. It's about 5 miles from Glacier Park itself. We're wanting to start a dude ranch that's going to help youth at risk, and this is like our long-term goal. So, and provide a retreat and programs that help families. So I absolutely love Glacier Park too.
That's amazing. Yeah, Glacier is unreal. If you guys haven't ever been, you just have to make the trip out there. And we have like the best and cutest little airport that you can fly into. Yeah, but I love that vision. That's incredible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That's changing the world.
That's what you have to share with us, is you have a something that you are passionate about and a vision. You want to share that with us?
Yeah, do you want me to go? I have 2. We have multiple.
Okay. Well, give it to us.
Well, my husband and I, there's a lot I could go into, but, when we started our company, Jackson Strength, it was actually my husband's vision. He's an injured athlete, multiple knee surgeries. I actually had shoulder surgery in college, and we just kept watching these youth athletes get injured. And I was coaching club volleyball. And so, of course, we want to coach the pros. We want to be this big time gym. And all these young athletes kept coming to us. So it was really cool. The birth of Jackson Strength was, here we had one idea of what we wanted, but God, universe, spirit had another, whoever you believe in. I love everybody. So, but there was a different plan for us. So all these young kids kept coming into us, and, now we're so fortunate that we can live in Montana and run our business from here in San Diego, our business in San Diego, but we can run it from Montana. So that's one of our visions. We really want to have, 200 plus families in our gym, families, not just individuals. Right. We want families in there because that is changing the life of the family as a whole. There is a statistic that if one parent's overweight, you have a 50% chance that your child will be overweight. And if 2 parents are overweight, it's 75% chance of that your child will be overweight. So parents got to do the work too. So that's just one of our missions. And we helped athletes get scholarships or positions to a college team. So we've helped over 100 athletes go to college and play for their university and their dream school. And then on the side, I have this big vision of bringing people to Whitefish, Montana, actually. And when we moved here to Montana, my husband's this avid hunter. I was like, okay, I understand why we need to be here for him. And I never could understand me, right? Like, of course, we've been married 12 years. I would go anywhere with this guy. He is my soulmate. We've been together 15 years, and we have 2 babies, and who are 4 and 6 now. But then just one day it hit me. All these people kept saying, gosh, I've always wanted to go to Montana. So now my vision is to bring people here, and I put them through like a fitness/empowerment challenge and really just show people what they're made of and how much more they can have in their life, but all tied around fitness and health, because that's just what I believe is the platform for me to share my God gifts.
Yeah.
That was a lot I just shared with you.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. I was just thinking, okay, I would drive to Whitefish to come to that. Totally would do that. So,
there's a hard challenge in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which everyone can do, but then the back end is like just, learning healthy meals and cooking, but just reconnecting with yourself and getting back into nature where really who we are, right? And realizing that when we believe in ourselves, anything is possible. Now, my 6.5-year-old son would say, Mom, not everything is possible. You can't jump onto a skyscraper or scraper, whatever. And I agree with him, but I'm like, my point is that, whatever we believe in here, anything and everything is possible if we just believed in ourselves first.
That's right. I agree 100% or 100,000%. It is all about the mindset. So what brought you guys to Montana? It wasn't just the hunting, was it?
Well, hunting, but my husband was about to turn 40, and he had born and raised in Orange County. He went to school at Long Beach State, then moved to San Diego. And he's like, I've lived in Southern California my entire life. Love Southern California. There's a lot of traffic. So Montana not having traffic was, funny enough, a really big pull for him. But really it was hunting for the reason of honoring the animal. He wanted to hunt the animal, and there's going to be the people that are going to disagree with us, that are against hunters, but that's okay. But hopefully you can have a flexible mindset and hear me, that when my husband goes hunting and he brings back an animal, it's a family process. So everything is used. The parts of the animal that we can't use, the bones or whatever, our dog is eating the bones. We use everything possible. All the organs, everything, but it's a family affair that we have our own processor. So my boys are involved, and we always thank the animal before we eat it. And you know what I mean? It's just I love
it. Yeah. I love it. Yep. I have a family of hunters as well, so I get that. And I think we have a huge amount of hunters in Montana as well who would probably get that. I know when I used to do advocacy work many moons ago, that is one of the biggest reasons, or one of the biggest ways for low-income families in Montana to get food through the hunting. So thank you for sharing that. And so let's talk about the mindset and the health piece here, because I know for myself, like I have a challenge with obesity, I'll just say. So I actually had started out at 250 pounds. And I think the lowest I ever was like 135 pounds in my early 20s. But then when I had my last son, I gained all this weight and just stayed at 220 pounds. Then over the years, I just stayed there. And then I had my daughter, who's now 4, and I went up to 250 and then lost a few pounds. But then she's born, and here it goes. And then now I'm back at I'm at 220, and I've been fluctuating between 217, and I know what to do. Like, I know exactly what I need to be doing.
Everyone
do it.
Everyone knows what to do, but they don't want to do it. But keep going. I just had to throw that in.
No, we might be onto something good here, because I think I have a lot of women in my group as well who have that same challenge. And I'm always talking about mindset, but I do these things, and I say I want to do them, and I'll start creating a great habit or a great routine, whether it's just adding on that extra 10% a day, you know, and then I'll fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
And I notice that I stress eat, or it's something for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say to that?
Okay. Well,
I know that was a lot. So
no, but I totally hear you, and it's the common theme for most. We're just going to talk about women here. For most women, right, or any weight loss journey, there's got to be something that's a stronger reason for you to actually be consistent. So I can give you every single tip, tool, cool thing, whatever you want to say. Yep. But if you don't believe, number one, it's possible, it's not going to happen realistically. And if you don't believe in yourself, it's not going to happen. It's not like we're just going to be able to wish this, like hope, wish, and pray away the weight, right? Mm-hmm. We actually have to just be in committed action over a long period of time. Now, going back, you have, and my friend Drew Canoli says this, you have to have a why that makes you cry. And maybe someone else said it, but that's who I heard that from. But literally something that is a stronger pull. I was talking to one of my best friend's husband the other day, and, you know, he's a little overweight. They have a daughter. And I said, well, what's your reason for wanting to lose weight? Like, what is it? Mm-hmm. And he's like, you know what, my daughter. I'm like, that's not strong enough. I hate to tell you that, but it's not, because if your daughter was the strong enough that made you cry, that you would do anything to be in the best shape possible, if you want to say, or have the body that you want. I don't think it needs to be perfect, but let's just say healthy and feeling good in your body. You would have already done it by now. Yeah. So there's something deeper. If you had gotten the news that, you know, God forbid this doesn't happen, that you have cancer or something else, or diabetes like my dad, then you would probably get your ass into gear and start losing weight, right? But there's not something that's strong enough there. So how do you make that happen for yourself, right? That's probably the big question. It's like, okay, well, you have to look at yourself and go, is this really the life I chose to live? So for me personally, having two overweight parents, and I love them dearly, and a father that had diabetes, and I say this out of love, my mom, in a loving, I know she was coming from love, but always would remind me to lose about 5 more pounds. You know, I didn't like, that is just those kind of things. Like, I just knew I always wanted to take care of myself. My dad, especially my dad being sick, when finding out my dad was sick, I was doing way more research about diabetes than he was. And I just knew, okay, so here's the things that have caused him to have diabetes. Okay, so I'm going to do everything in my control to not make that happen. And I'm not afraid of getting diabetes. I just look at it, I'm taking the educated steps to make sure that doesn't happen to me. Okay. But that was my stronger pull. I have 2 sons. My stronger pull with my sons is that they see that they have a strong mom. Yeah, yeah. I'm very passionate about that. And I think as a woman, we get to show up strong for our kids, you know? So you have to dig inside of yourself and go, what is the thing that will really make me do this? Okay. Because just losing weight isn't enough.
No, that's for sure.
It's not. Otherwise, you would have already done it.
That's right.
Not just you. I'm saying everybody. That's just not enough. So, of course, and there's another part to this. Of course, when I see the ice cream, of course I'm going to have the ice cream, you know, because I'm not 100% in. If you're 95% in, that 5% is the self-sabotage, the back door, the friend telling you, oh, just have the cake with us, and you give in. Yeah. So when you make a decision to go all in, you have to be 100% in.
Got it. Okay.
Like, seriously. And there's been, I can tell you, multiple things in my life around my health, around my business, around even just going to my college, UCLA. I was 100% in. Okay. You know, there was no back door of like, well, you know, I don't know if I can actually do it. Because guess what? It's all about the journey and the process, you know, of making that happen. Your journey, or whoever's journey of weight loss, is going to be your journey. And your family, if you're a parent, bring your family along with your journey. Enroll them into being on this journey with you. And especially as a mom, you're showing them what it looks like to believe in yourself and to go after your dreams of what you want for your body.
Yeah.
So,
okay. That's really good, because like I get the part about the self-sabotage, that other 5%, which gives me that space of, oh, I could cheat here. It's okay if I fall off the wagon. I totally can see that. So my thing would be to get to the real why.
Yeah.
And when you were talking about your family, I went immediately to my mom, and it breaks my heart to watch her. I'm going to try not to cry. She deals with type 2 diabetes. She's had foot surgery on both of her feet. She's just got all these issues. And I see her beauty, and that she really wants to not be in that place, but I see her struggle and the suffering that she goes through. And I don't want to be like that. And we're only like 20 something years apart. My mom had me when she was like 17. So, sometimes, we used to be told, is that your sister? And, it felt good like that. And, but now because of her healthy lifestyle, or her lifestyle choices that she's made, it does impact me now that I think about it. Like, I broke down and told her, Mom, I don't want you to die. I want you to be. So it's almost like having that conversation with myself, like, for real, like, Susan, I don't want you to die. You have a 4-year-old. Woo, okay.
Yep.
You just got me.
And there it is, right? So
there it is. Yep.
For you, that's the motivator. And so how can we make that into a positive, though?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be in fear in our life of, I'm fearful that I'm going to die and not be there for my daughter, but it's, I want to be there for every moment of my daughter's precious life and my son's life. And so it can be your kid, but did you see how now I flipped it?
Yes. Yeah.
Into the faith part,
where,
there's the parable, and I don't know it exactly, but basically this Cherokee Indian is talking to his grandson, and he's talking about there's two internal battles inside of us, inside of everybody. There's the fear and there's the faith. And the grandson says, well, grandfather, which one wins? And he says, whichever one you feed. If you're feeding the fear of, oh, I'm going to die because of before my child, it's going to maybe even happen. We might be willing it to happen, versus I'm going to step into the faith and I'm going to do everything I can in my responsibility to do everything I can to be there for my daughter.
Yeah.
So it's a flip of a switch. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, it's okay to have a bad day. But that bad day doesn't need to turn into a bad 2 days, a week, a month, a year. Oh, who gives a shit? Now I'm 260 pounds. I'm just never going to make it.
Yeah.
Give yourself some grace. I mean, in our family, every Sunday we have ice cream. It's just what we do.
Yeah.
And it's not a ton, but it's a little bit that it's like something we look forward to. We stopped drinking coffee. I'm 100% off coffee, and I love coffee. There's nothing wrong with coffee. That was just a decision that I made. Yeah. But my husband will have coffee on Sundays, so we make it like something fun, and it's an adventure. But part of the power of being able to eat and not have any negative feelings is huge. Yeah. If I'm sitting here on Sunday eating my ice cream like we did last night, oh my gosh, this is going to make me fat. Well, I'm just telling my body what to do with it. Just store it as that, Krystal. Just store it, right? Instead of like, oh, it's fun. We get to eat ice cream with my boys. Of course, they love it. They're 4 and 6, right? Like, they're so happy.
And they're not over here thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to feel it in my thighs tomorrow. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
That's the crazy shit that we think about in our heads. 1 or 2 or 3 scoops of ice cream is not going to make your ass bigger. Like, it's really not, but it's over time, every day, right? And so that's why with training, I'm really big on consistency. What I do for myself so that I never cancel on a workout. I go to a local CrossFit here. in Whitefish, Montana, actually in Columbia Falls. And so like June 1st, I signed up for all my classes for the month of June.
Uh-huh.
And on this past Saturday, we did a lifting competition. There was 4 workouts in one day. But here's the thing. Here we are Monday, and I'm tired, I'm sore, but I'd already pre-signed up for my class. In my head, I cannot cancel on myself. So I still went to class. So if that helps someone, if you have like classes that you go to, or maybe you put in your calendar your workout times, then you're never going to cancel that date on yourself because you are worth it no matter what. I don't care how busy your schedule is.
Yeah.
You could tell me your crazy story of how busy you are, and I'd still call out BS on you. Because
right. That's what a coach is great for.
Right? And I work with high-level women that run really successful companies, and their body and their fitness and their health and like what they're putting in their body is like the last thing they want to look at, right? They like cover their eyes. All they want to do is work and make, they make a lot of money and impact a lot of people. And so of course that's easier for them to go there than to get up and go to their workout. But I'm like, that's a way of showing so much love to yourself, so much respect to yourself. And I guarantee you that earlier you do your workout in your day, anytime before, I say 1 o'clock, because sometimes there's like noon classes, you're going to eat better throughout the day.
Okay. So
it's like a trick in your head. Like if you go and do this awesome workout, you're not going to go crush yourself at nighttime with a bunch of, I don't know, pizza. I mean, I love pizza, but pizza, French fries, and whatever beers.
Yeah.
Like you're not as likely to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Because, I mean, we do have a social life. So how do you, I mean, is it just like, I'm not having that beer tonight, or?
I don't really enjoy drinking. I drank too much in college. I'm never an alcoholic. No, but never an alcoholic. But I like a glass of wine here and there. But I've never been a big beer drinker, or especially hard alcohol drinks. Like I think it tastes gross to me. I love kombucha. I mean,
I do too.
Here, but
Bella does too.
Yeah, I have my kombucha that, so if we go to a social event, I might bring my own kombucha. Here's the best trick I can give you though. Before you go to any event, and I always tell people this during the holidays, but it's actually true for any time of the year. So 4th of July is coming up here. You eat what you want to eat before you go to whatever event it is. So I will eat a full meal and bigger than normal before I go to an event.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
And then I always, whether they want it or not, I always bring a dish. So if I'm going to, let's just say we're going to a 4th of July party, I will bring a salad. And then that way I know at least I have my salad that I made that I love. And that's how I set myself up for success.
Okay.
And guess what? It's 4th of July. I'm not going to go crazy, but I'll have some chips and guacamole. No big deal, right?
Yeah.
And good, if you guys think about this, like being good most of the week, like 80% of the time, you can have fun 20% of the time. It's when it goes more 50-50 or the opposite 40-60,
Yeah.
But that's the best trick I know, is that you just eat before you go every time.
I love that. I know. I mean, I've always heard eat before you go grocery shopping even,
Oh, yeah, especially if you go to Costco on a Sunday and all those samples. Oh my gosh, my kids love that. And I'm like, no, you're not having that sample.
That's so great. Okay.
Now you know what you're putting in your body, and this is a trust factor that yes, I should be able to trust everybody. And I get that. I'm a very trustworthy person, but also I'm going to do my due diligence of giving myself what I know, the food that I made, into my body. And then whatever happens after that happens. I know I ate a really good high protein meal and some vegetables. And then if I go off a little bit because that's the choices that are there, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, it really does boil down to the big why, because just being present to what I just uncovered myself, I'm excited. Like, oh my gosh, like I had a fear there that I wasn't even aware of, a fear of dying and my mom dying. And I'm not, empowering her if I have this fear in the background running the show?
Yeah.
Or anybody that I'm serving. So that's really great. Thank you for that. And then I think it also helps with the choice process as well, right? I mean, when you're at that party or at some event, it's easier to choose because you have that bigger reason why. You just keep falling back on that. And then when you're talking about the limiting beliefs and stuff, like you are good enough. What is some of the biggest things that you deal with or have seen with your clients who have those limiting beliefs and might have a strong, like they're just starting to learn that they even have them in the first place? Because I think people are just kind of starting to become aware that they have that going on.
Yeah.
What is the biggest things that you see the most around health?
I think it's typically a worthiness conversation that either one, maybe they've had overweight parents growing up. I don't know exactly, but let's just say they had overweight parents. It's what they've known, right? And there's so many limiting beliefs around that. Like, well, who am I to have the body that I really want to have? Well, I look at it, I'm like, who are you not?
Yeah.
I can't you have the body that you really want? Well, genetics. Okay, well, great. That's just a back door. Like I could say genetics wise, I can't have the body that I want to have. I could say that, but I just don't believe in that. So that's not an option for me.
Yeah.
So I believe that training and strength training, especially strength training, but training in general is one of the best forms of personal development. All of your shit will show up. Nice. It will. And hopefully am I okay to cuss on here?
I can bleep them out later.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
But all your stuff, all your stuff will show up. So what do you do in that situation? Do you take yourself on, or do you just keep, turning your head and going the other direction? Turning your head and going the other direction is dis-ease in your body showing up, right? The disease. Yeah. Diabetes, if you're ever a follower of Louise Hay, I don't know. Do you know Louise?
I love her. Yeah. Yes.
Love her. Bald last year when I found out she passed away. I was so sad.
No, me too. Rest in
but
peace,
when you look at diabetes in her book, it's a not good enough conversation that you've had with yourself. So, it is a conversation that I have had with myself many times over and over.
Yeah.
So we just have to face our stuff. We have to face our fears, and that's going to help in your journey. It's like, what are you really afraid of? I think weight is a way that we keep weight on to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. So what are you truly afraid of in this moment? Because the fear wouldn't show up if it wasn't there.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
If you want the body that you want to have, what are the things that you're scared of that are in the way? And let's just start facing those versus ignoring them and, pushing them under the rug. That's never going to serve you. And let's hold you to a higher level, right? Mm-hmm. See yourself as the person that you are meant to be, right? Like I see my future self and who I am striving daily on a basis to become, and enjoying the process and the journey along the way, even the hard moments. I mean, just before this call, I was on a business call and with 10 of my other peers, or maybe even more, and I'm in total tears and breakdown. But I was asking for coaching because I knew it was something that was stopping me in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big one for people to understand is we have to be willing to be coachable, because everyone has a coach. The most successful people have a coach. The top Olympians have a coach. They don't know it all, right? We don't know it all. So we need to have someone step in here in a loving way and say, I see you higher than you are right now.
Yeah.
And I'm here to get you there, and be okay with getting help. A lot of people want to do it all on their own. I used to be that way. And now it's like, where can I get help? Right?
Yeah.
Where can I get some more coaching? Just call me out. There's so many, the limiting beliefs that hold us back in life is unreal.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Could you imagine a world if people just dealt with that stuff? Oh my gosh.
Well, and that's where addiction comes in, right?
Yeah.
Food addiction. I 100% believe a carb addiction is someone not wanting to face something in their life.
Oh,
It's not
wow.
just alcohol. It's not just drugs. I mean, coffee is an addiction.
Yeah.
Porn's an addiction, whatever it is. I mean, you call it out, whatever it is. We have addictions that, are keeping us from facing what's truly coming up for us that we don't want to face.
Yeah. And what are some of those things that you think it is that people think they're not facing?
Oh, sorry about that. What are they not facing?
I know when I work with my clients, I think some of it's because they're afraid of what it is that they're not seeing, and the
like
unknown part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, the fear of success and fear of failure, for sure. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
We're either scared to fail or we're scared to succeed because, oh my gosh, who will I be at if we're successful, right?
Yeah.
This is a whole different topic, but a lot of if you talk about money can be seen as a very evil thing. Well, I see money as a very beautiful thing. I want an abundance of money so I can shower love to everyone around me. So, and my coach always says the amount of money that's in your bank account is the impact that you're making on other people's lives. So money is not an evil thing, but, the things that people don't want to face, past, they don't want to rehash their childhood. I see that as bring it on. What do I need to face in my childhood to unhook me?
Yeah.
To show up stronger. It's not about it's about me, but it's actually how for me to show up doing my God spirit universe work, right? My God, I call it my God's work for me. What do I get to do to unhook from my past that has formed me to be the person I am today so that I can make a bigger impact in this world? Because then it's not about me.
That's right.
Hopefully you guys can hear that, because it's about the impact that we can make on someone's life. I mean, that is what brings me the biggest joy.
Yeah. That's beautifully said. I love it.
Thank you.
Awesome. So do you have any upcoming events or a way for people to connect with you from today's interview?
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm so excited. I have a retreat in Whitefish, September 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And I'm so excited about it because you get to have a full experience of a retreat. It's 3 nights and 4 days. Typically retreats are 2 nights, 3 days. And I've been on a couple of those and I just felt like there was a missing component. I was like, wait a minute. It's like prom, right? We get all ready for prom. It takes all this time. Then we go to prom and then that's it. We're done. So I threw in an extra day because I really wanted people to have this experience of connection, of really coming back to who they are as a person. And I love goal setting. So we're going to definitely go over how to hit and achieve your goals. And in that whole process, you're going to be feeling your best and losing the weight that you want to lose. It's just going to happen, because you got to put it all together. It's about moving your body, eating clean, and having a really good mindset. When you have the opportunity to have a growth mindset, meaning open to possibilities, you're just going to have much more success. When we're fixed on this is the way it has to be, then that's when not good things happen. So, but that's September 6th through 9th in beautiful Whitefish. I have some other special things I can't share because they're just the special sauce of the retreat, right? Okay. That you guys will get to have, but it'll be some receiving stuff, and just a really fun time. And plus, my really cute 4 and 6-year-old boys and my husband are making all the food and serving us all the food.
Ooh.
So so part of the retreat you get, I actually pay for your lodging and your food as well. So we're all going to stay in a house together so that we can have a really strong woman connection. And they can reach me. I don't even have a site up for that because everything's been word of mouth, which is beautiful. But I do have only a couple spots left. But they can just email me, Krystal, Krystal, @jacksonstrength.com. Okay. And I'm also on Instagram, and I love to post pictures about food, because I love food so much, healthy food, inspirational pictures, and quotes. And that my handle's I am Krystal Jackson.
Okay.
And the reason I will share with you why I put I am Krystal Jackson, because I believe there's only one Krystal Jackson that is unique to me and who I am.
Uh-huh.
And so the more I own who I am as a woman, as a person in this world, I'm actually doing my due diligence. So just like there's only one of you out there, there really truly is only one of you. So own that and step into that fully and just live it up, because that's what life is here for.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Krystal. You have been amazing.
Yeah.
And just thank you for being on the show. And I want the listeners, if you guys have any questions or you'd like to share what you got out of today's interview, we'd love to see that on the Facebook group, or not group, sorry, Facebook page, A New Day with Susan. And I'm sure you can connect with Krystal as well on Facebook. And definitely, I hope to see some of you Montanans over there in Whitefish, because I'm certainly going to make it happen for myself.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan, so much. And thank you for, doing your work in the world. It's beautiful.
Thank you.